Nithyanandam, Nithyanandam, everyone.
Yes. Ma, actually, even before you can start talking, the way each of your face, the wide smile, be it Ma Chaya and be it you and everybody who's sharing, just seeing the joy that's beaming in each of your face, that itself is a testimony of what a joy, what is filled in your inner space. I'm sure Ma Chaya, whether she could stop talking or not, I don't know, but she could not stop smiling. Her face is filled with smile throat, and so is yours and everybody who's joined here. So it's such a beautiful thing to see, and that itself is a testimony of the depth of the experience that you have had. So please go ahead, Ma. You can give an introduction to yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Madeleine Portuguese. I actually live in Italy. I was raised in the UK, but I came to Italy 4 years ago, and I've been living here. And I've actually known Swamiji since 2017, and I was so blessed to be able to go to the first Paramashivam program, when it was actually held in Vidadi. And my journey with Swamiji has been amazing. Oh my God, it's been miracle after miracle after miracle, and such a journey of expansion for me as well. I've been interested in spirituality, but I was carrying so much baggage. I was carrying so much conditioning. I was carrying so much, in terms of SDHD, all of this, and with Swamiji, it's like he systematically goes through all of these things and starts eliminate one, eliminate the next, eliminate the next. So yeah, so just to explain my experience with the Devi Darshan, I had been quite busy all day, and when I sat down, I sat down maybe towards the end of the meditation. I wasn't even there for the full meditation, and I was feeling a little flustered because I'd been doing a lot of things, and I sat down, and then I just managed to drop just for the last couple of minutes into beautiful unclutched space, and I was just waiting for Devi to show up. And I remember when she appeared on the screen, I don't speak Tamil, and it felt almost like a blessing because I was just observing her expressions, the beautiful smile, the bright eyes, the compassion. It was just such a beautiful experience, and I was just melting in that a little bit. And I was a bit unclutched, and I remember just praying to her and saying, Devi, it would be so nice if you answered my prayer. I quickly popped the prayer into the chat. So it would be nice, but I also had the space that actually when she's answering everybody else, she's also answering me, because we're not separate. We're all connected, So, just being in her presence felt like such a beautiful blessing. And I was just sitting there watching, Devi. And the only prayer I actually had in my head was, please let me download Tamil. So at some point I can actually understand every word you're saying, because that's what I wanted, right? But I was just sitting there and enjoying that space. And to be honest, when she called my name, my goodness, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting it at all. There were so many people that were on the call waiting to have their names called. Never in a million years did I think or expect it. I was just in that surrendered space. And so she uttered my name, and I remember just hearing my name on her lips. Was such a beautiful experience that even if she had spoken English, I wouldn't have heard it. I wouldn't have understood it. I was so like, and so, but straight after the session, Ma messaged me with the translation. And she'd granted all my boons and blessings and blessed me as a Sarvanya Pita Karta, and I was like, oh my God, I've been praying to Swamiji, for the last maybe year or so. I've been saying, I want to be a Sarvanya Pita Karta, but not just once. I want to do it many, many times over. I'm dreaming big, So I was kind of in that space. And so I was just floating. And the next day, after reading the translation again, I prayed to Swamiji and I said, okay, so now what's next, Swamiji? You tell me what's next. What do I do next? How do I manifest this? And literally, Mayanatma called me again, and I decided to do a donation on the spot. Okay, So I sent some money off to Swamiji and to the accounts team. But I remember thinking it still felt like a safe amount. I still had enough in my bank account to more than cover my expenses. And because there's that ingrained thing of security, you know, that money's my security and all of this. So I really had that anxiety, you know, but I thought this is safe. I can send this to Swamiji, you know. But then again, I prayed to him and I said, okay, Swamiji, what's next? What do I do next? What do I do next? And a couple of days later, I came back from, I'd been out and Makailasa called me and she goes, Swamiji, show me with third eye. You can give much more. You can give much more. You have to just look at your account. You can give much more. So I actually logged onto my account and I said, okay, this is how much is in my account. And I felt this fear, but then I thought I have to give it. I just have to give it all. At some point, you know, at that moment, it felt so much more important for me. Having been with Swamiji for a few years, my understanding was like at that point where I have to drop these incompletions. There has to, if it's not now, when is it going to happen? I'm here for a super conscious breakthrough. I'm here for my enlightenment. But at some point, I have to jump. I know Swamiji is standing, you know, at the bottom of this cliff waiting to catch me, but I have to jump. If I don't jump, I'm never going to experience this. I really had that thing. And so when I was looking at my account, I just went, I have to do it. And like there was my head was going, no, you crazy woman, what are you doing? This is all your savings and you have bills and you have this. And my heart was just going, do it, just send it, just send the money. And I did. And I got, and the excitement that I felt afterwards, it was a space of such excitement and expansion. Honestly, wow. It was amazing. It literally felt like liberation. Literally felt finally.
Important point. I would just like to highlight that again for our viewers. The security that you are having, you know, you were thinking, yes, you transferred the first step, you took the first step.
Yeah.
And transferred a certain amount, but you still felt that, you know, this is still in the zone. Like, you know, some have kept for my security. So I'm doing it till one safe zone. But moment, you know, when the third is revealed and then you were like, yes, I have to take that step. And when you understood, hey, I'm trying to jump off the cliff because only when I jump off the cliff, I can go and land. It's at Swamiji who's waiting to hold me. That is a very, very powerful cognition that you're having. And yes, understand every time we hold on to something, right? We are running our life. But when we just unclutch from it, when we drop it, divine comes and he takes care. And this is a beautiful story. Once Vishnu was sitting and, you know, with Lakshmi, Lord Vishnu was sitting with Mahalakshmi, and all of a sudden he just got up and started running. Then he just stopped and he came back. Then Mahalakshmi was confused. She was like, oh Lord, what happened? You just got up and then you started running and then you came back. What's happening? Then he mentions that one of my favorite devotees was about to get hurt, and then a dog was about to come and bite him. So I ran to save him, but because he opened his eyes and threw a stone and protected himself, I came back. Understand, every moment when we take the stone, meaning we hold on to our security, we are running our life. Otherwise, when we just let it go, he runs our life. And that is the best thing. That was really, really the wonderful decision that you made, Ma.
It was so beautiful, Ma. But you know, the thing is, you know, we all think that, I mean, for me, for many years, ever since I was young, we kind of sit in this, what we call our comfort zone, right? We say, oh, this is comfortable. I'm comfortable knowing I'm running my life. I'm in control. But it's never comfortable. It's actually a discomfort zone because we're always going through these ups and downs and worries and fears and anxieties. And that was the cycle I wanted to break from. I was sick of that. I'd even wrote to Swamiji, a note, in the prayer to Swamiji to be blessed. I said, I'm sick of all of this. I'm done with this, Swamiji. I can't be doing. It's so uncomfortable. It's not comfortable. It's not a comfort zone. I want to get out. I want to start. I want my superconscious breakthrough. I want that space of Paramashanta Swarupa. I want that. I want to be in that space where I just always radiate that bliss and that calm and that peace, knowing I am Paramashiva. And that is such an important space that it was more important for me at that point when I gave the money. It was about finally dropping a pattern and saying, you know what, Swamiji, I trust you with my whole being. I trust my whole life to you. I surrender everything to you because you know me much better than I know me. You're running the whole universe. You can easily run my life much better than I'm doing, So, and it was that liberation, that feeling, it literally, when Swamiji talks about the 5 actions of Paramashiva, the liberating you from, your karmas. And I'm thinking, that's what liberation feels like. It literally feels like there's an enormous relief, like this huge weight is being lifted off of you because you're not having to carry it anymore. Someone else much stronger is carrying that for you, So it was just an amazing space. And since then, since I did that, I just feel like I've been but the weird thing is that even though my bank account's empty now, nearly pretty much empty, I feel like I am the wealthiest person on the planet. I feel I am already what Devi said, I'm already a karta. So I just trust that it's going to happen when it's meant to happen. And it can happen now only, but if there's anything else that I need to do, I will do it. If there's anything else, but for me, the biggest gain I got from this whole experience is this powerfulness and this trust, this love, this connection with Swamiji, this absolute, you know what, just you take care of it. I will do, if I have to do something, I will do it, but I'll let you show me what I have to do. You tell me, you show me, you guide me, And it's just, yeah.
Either are you going to use yours, which is Swamiji, to handle huge wealth. Your inner space needs to be ready.
Yeah.
And now, with this step that you have taken, he has made that possible. And thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, I literally feel like he's guiding me now on a daily basis, step by step, doing exactly what you're saying, Ma, that he is preparing me. I feel like when I said to him, Swamiji, what's the next step? He made sure it happened. It wasn't a coincidence I got a call from Ma Kailasa. It wasn't a coincidence that on the spot I had to make a decision. It was the right moment. It was jump or, there was going to be no change in my life. And the other big click that I just very quickly want to share, because I've been, there's been so many clicks coming since then, and I realized, what it's like. We are living in times at the moment which, reflect our collective consciousness, right? This is what the state of the planet is just reflecting what all of us, our consciousness is. And Swamiji, it's his responsibility to enlighten us, but we also have a responsibility to raise ourselves, because if we don't, then with it collective, we are actually going to be part of the problem instead of part of the solution. It's really important. We take that responsibility. Yeah.
Yes, and that decision and that jump you have taken, see, that is most important, because there's a choice. There's always a choice of considering all logical possibilities, all logical limitations that can happen, all logical risks that can happen, and that can be completely convincing for you to, turn yourself off from that breakthrough and not wanting to jump in that. But actually, just the decision that you took itself, just the space, as you're talking, your experience is so honest, and we can just clearly feel it. Like Swamiji will tell, even just the decision that a person can take, just by listening to that, so many people will get inspired and enriched. Actually, Ma, just as you were sharing, there are so many people in the comments who are posting, it is awesome. So many people who are experiencing that same inspiration. Like Ma Nithyananda is commenting, absolutely, Swamiji is everything and beyond. So many people are commenting how inspiring it is, because it is so true. The decision you took, and you took it at absolutely the right time, the right, when the doors opened, you just jumped in. So
and that is the thing, Ma. So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Swamiji is such a blessing. Let's just always pray we never take him for granted, because really it's just been the most, you literally feel when you look at Swamiji, this is why I'm here. This is the purpose of my life. This is what I came for. Enlightenment's not just a word, it's actually, it's such a big thing that we should, it's the purpose why we came, why we took this birth, why we keep taking births, is eventually we have. So, and it's like Swamiji said, if it's not now, when? You might as well. That's where we're all going to end up. We're all going to end up for our enlightenment. So I'm choosing to have it now. I'm not waiting, That's
wow.
it.
That's the thing.
I have one last question, Ma. Sorry, I just have one. Be it like just before you, Ma Chaya was sharing, and now you are sharing. One thing that I hear from both of you is something that really made you feel, you have to be part of Kailasa, and you have to be a part of the mission. That comes from a very deep understanding, that comes from a very deep experience. It is not like just like that you can decide, and you can decide to, contribute, and you can decide to be a part. No, it has to have a certain kind of space. That it's not about the money, it's not about the actions on the outside, but there's some space that I see in both you and Machaya and many people who share this. So how would you define it? What do you think was the space which inspired you, or which made you take that ferocious step, and that made you want to be a part of Kailasa and contribute as the Sarvagnya Pita? So what is that space, or how would you call it?
Because it's, I wouldn't define it, but I would say the space that comes from, at least in my case, is, I think every single one of us, whether we follow Swamiji, or whether it's, my next door neighbor or whoever, each one of us deep down knows we are meant for more. This is not who we are, the image we think we are, the limitations, all of that. Inside of us, why are so many of us dissatisfied with our lives? Because inside, we know there's that Paramashivam inside of us that is saying, no, you're destined for much bigger than what you think. If we were comfortable with our incompletions, we wouldn't have all this inner struggle, right? So when you realize and you acknowledge that part of yourself that is crying out for that expansion, that constant expansion, and that your expansion is contributing to the expansion of the whole planet, of the universe, not even the planet, because each one of us is a universe, So we are contributing to that, that's our responsibility. So when we are given, when Swamiji comes, the avatar comes along and he says, I am creating this for you. I am creating, be a part of it, be a part of something that is really going to raise all of humanity. How can you say no? Because your soul wants that. It's your whole being that is saying, of course, do I want to stay stuck with all the fear and the worry and the doubt and, the mean behavior no, this isn't why we're here. So it's really important. Kailasa, Swamiji says we are all contributing to Kailasa, but the first responsibility is to create Kailasa inside each one of us. That's the space. Because once that is our space, we can radiate that everywhere outside, So that's the first step. And that comes from realizing that we are Paramashiva. You know, Swamiji has given us courses, he's given us techniques, he's given us the yoga and the puja, and he's given us so many ways, and with his satsangs and everything. But he's only ever telling us one thing, you know, and that is, you're Paramashiva. Wake up, you're Paramashiva. It's just to get us to that space. One message.
One thing here. We have a question from a user named Annie Hay, I think. So the question is, if I want to experience that, how can I? And he's also asking if you have met Swamiji in person. So what is your answer? How can he experience the same thing that you had?
Actually, do you know what? It's for me. To first clear up this, I never met Swamiji in person. Okay, my first program I ever attended was Paramashivam. So it was the Divya Sharira program, which was amazing, you know. But even then, even though I knew Swamiji wasn't going to be there in person, I just knew if Swamiji said it's going to be the best program yet, I'm going to be with you. I just knew I had to go. I trusted that. And it was an amazing program. And I also met people at the program who said, actually, we've been to previous programs and he's almost more present here now with us than he was when he was here in person, you know? So because he's present, he was with us all the time, you know? So, but it was, again, another leap of faith, you know, I'm going to go, I'm not going to meet Swamiji, you know, but it's enough that I'm walking in the places he walked, that I'm going to be in his living space and in his breathing space, because it's still his breathing space. So I went and I loved it. And I had an amazing, amazing experience when I was there.
Wow.
And, but to experience the space I had, it's not something I had to work for. I just had a deep desire. I wanted it. I wanted to drop all the limitations. I wanted to drop the fear because I'd had enough. My body, it's, you know, we all have this internal turmoil and it's exhausting. Let's face it. One day we're good, one day we're depressed, one day we're this, one day. It's exhausting to keep up with. You know, you feel like you have like 50 different personalities living inside of you and you never know who you're going to wake up with, right? That's the thing. It's just, it's nuts. And you get to the point where you just say, you know what, I'm done. And I actually wrote that to Swamiji. I said, I'm done with this. I just want to have that set space of peace, you know, that peace. I want that space of Paramashanta Swarupa. I want to feel the powerlessness. I want to know I'm Paramashiva, have that cognition. And Swamiji, it was literally about trust and just saying, you know what, Swamiji, I completely trust you with my life. The complete surrender. Up until this point, there was a part of me that was trying to hold on to my control of my life and was saying, you know what, hold on just in case. There might be, you know, maybe there's something I can do better than Swamiji in terms of my life, you know, because that's the mind. It's always trying to, you know, make you feel insecure. So, but when I decided that I needed to surrender, it's been the best thing. And you know what? I don't even care if the money shows up or not. I'm so happy with the space, so long as I stay in this space. And I know it will, because if Devi said it's coming, it's coming. If Swamiji's preparing me, it will. But actually,
you have opened up for it to happen. You have opened up.
But the truth is, yeah, but it's secondary to the benefit I've already had from this.
Yes, absolutely. So true. And also we have one more viewer who's commented. Navi Gil Aya has commented, very beautiful sharing. Thank you. I feel re-inspired this morning and excited to offer again today and sit for hours and receive darshan. Absolutely. And your sharing has been so inspiring and so beautiful, Ma. So thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you so much for coming and sharing. And actually listening to more beautiful sharings adds so much of joy in each of our inner space to see the different dimensions that Swamiji fulfills in each and every one of our life.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Thank you so much.
So the best takeaway was, yes, if you want, you drop your security at his feet so that he can take over your life and give you the best possible protection.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about this, what Ma Madeleine shared, the person who we are having next to share is exactly I'm just amazed at how everything is cosmically orchestrated in such a beautiful way. Be it Ma Chaya, be it Ma Madeleine, or be it the person who we're going to have next to share. Each of them in their aspects it's the similar thread, but how Swamiji fulfills them in a very unique and a very powerful way. It's extremely, actually brings tears in my eyes each time. I just see how everybody is feeling so, that the miracles that happens in terms of what they are really seeking for is so beautiful.
Yes,
so thank you, Ma'am Madeline.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am Madeline.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Nithyananda.
And the next person that we have with us is Ma Nithya Venkateshananda. Yes, Nithyananda, Ma Venkateshananda.
Yes, we are just happy.
Yes, Nithyananda, Ma, Nithyananda. I'm so happy to be here today.
Nithyananda, Ma, we are so happy to have you here as well. Actually, all of you should know Ma Venkateshananda, Ma Chaya, and Ma Madeline. There are so many viewers who are watching you all, who are feeling very inspired. Susan Davidson is commenting very inspired story. There's very inspiring story because so many of them are resonating. All of you are, living in the space, the same space that the others live in, but there are struggles for them. But for you all, there's a special miracle and a special power. There's something more to it that you use to manifest your reality in life.
You know how people say, when you see the deity of Krishna and when you see the flute on his lips, we're like, oh my God, so many people are jealous of that flute because it gets to be always with Krishna and be his instrument. So now each of you, by you sharing, coming and sharing, you are becoming the instrument for the cosmos. You are a flute in the lips of the cosmos. So divine music can flow through you. So beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ma Venkateshananda. So how are you? How was your experience?
Wow, it was very intense since 48 hours. It was so intense. Swamiji told me in 48 hours, you will have huge wells. So I was asking myself, whoa, what is this? What is this? And I had so many coincidences, synchronicity, so incredible. I don't know how to resume these 2 days. First of all, when I saw, I was in the Zoom room, and I had so many surprises. I was shaken all the way when I was waiting my response, and all of a sudden somebody told me, you have to go on a special Zoom room because you made the Pada Puja and you have a special question for DTA, Nijavatar. So I saw, oh my God. So I knew perhaps I could have a special response for me, but it was not coming. And I was a little bit upset because I saw everybody having their response and so on, and not me. But that just at the moment I am in clutch, and so I heard my name, and at this time, wow, it's for me, and it was so beautiful to hear only my name, and I was asking myself, what is saying? What is she saying? But I heard Bhakti, and I heard Savanyapita Karta. So at this moment, I knew it was very good, and I knew Swamiji was happy with me and so on, because I was a little bit anxious before, because I asked so many questions in the chat and also in a special form. So I didn't know at what question he will respond. And I also take the risk of asking some very personal question, and I was challenged to have the response in front of everybody. But I told myself, divine consciousness is so intelligent, she will find the way to respond to me in a so beautiful way and personal way. And that's what happened. So that's why. When I woke up in the morning, so my Atma sent me a rough message to translate, and I cried a lot because I felt so recognized and so loved, and so she was responding exactly to my space and all to all my sufferings I had to come near Swamiji, and it was like everything was over. Everything was it will be totally different from now, and I felt so blessed. And in the morning when I woke up, I had two business opportunities. One on juice, organic juice business, and I am in Nijavatar, so I was, wow, wonderful. And another one because I'm in a cryptocurrency, and my friend called me and she just explained me how to become a millionaire with cryptocurrency. So I felt, wow, what an opportunity, it's incredible. But is it this, Swamiji, is it this? Should I invest in this? And so I was so questioning, and also I don't have much money because I give all my time to heal, and I only want to do things to Swamiji. So it was very challenging to take this decision to invest for me. And she asked me a very special question. I felt so bad when she asked me that. She asked me, Ma, what will you offer to Devi? And I must be honest, I didn't have this idea to offer to Devi. So I felt so bad, and I was, yes, she's right, but I have not enough money to offer to Devi and to invest in cryptocurrency. So what should I do? What should I do? And I was so bad, and she told me, put all this, and I feel so insecure, totally insecure. And I understood I was insecure in all domains in my life, you know. And she told me, put all this at the feet of Kalaberava. So I put all this in front of the picture of Kalaberava, the big one, you know, everybody has. And it was really, I knew something was changing in me. Many completions happened and so on. And what happened? Yes.
If I may just ask you one question, right? What was that one powerful click? Like you were saying, you were having your conversation and you were still having some kind of, things happening. And what was that one click that made you want to take that decision to jump and you like decide, you know what, I'm going to do this? What was that one click that happened in you?
The one click, it was happening after some other coincidence. Also, I was so insecure that I completed a lot, and I used all the tools of Swamiji. I did unclutching session, and I completed a lot with my mother, with my birth also. That with the illusion we are separated from mother since the beginning. So I was since 2 days I cried a lot things I coming out of my system. And this just after I have a synchronicity, a beautiful synchronicity. that on my Facebook pop up Malakshmi, an Abhishekam of Malakshmi from Oyo temple. And I was saying myself, yes, Malakshmi, I connect with her very deeply, more deeply than habitually. And I was saying myself, why don't I ask directly to her? Because she's the wealth, she's the prosperity, and so on. And what I want is Lakshmi. What I want is harmony, beauty, prosperity. I want to feel that. I want to go to my goal directly, and so on. I want to feel this intensity, this flow of life, and so on. But I had a distance from her, and I was some incompletion. So, and I understood it was the same kind of relationship I had with my own mother. So I asked directly to my Lakshmi. I take a paper and I wrote what I want in money, what I need, and what I want. And I put this at her feet. And at this moment, I saw, wow, she's wealth. She's the infinite source of wealth. Why am I searching in the outside a business or something to do or something? Just I only to ask her, and she will provide. She is the infinite source of wealth. So it was so beautiful, and I had a so beautiful connection, and I understood this is the huge wealth I have today. This is the delivery of my huge wealth from Swamiji today. It is my connection with Malakshmi. So I'm so grateful for this. And just after, what happens is my Tattva Priya called me again. And then something incredible happened, because she told me about this, what I will gift again, and so on. And she gave me very deep insight and deep, profound cognition about how give everything to Swamiji is the best thing to do and is the best choice. And I jumped as all the Olma. I jumped in my thinking, because my cryptocurrency investment is not sure at all. But she told me, if you choose the guru, you can have all. But if you choose only cryptocurrency, you will have, but perhaps you will not have the guru. So it was very profound for me, and I jumped, and it was so evident. I will offer this investment directly at the Devi, at the feet of Swamiji.
Wow.
Yes, and at this moment also something incredible happened, because my Tattva Priya with Aphrodite. So between 4 and 5 years, I had a special situation of seeing my father be violent with my mother, and I knew that, but I didn't. I was not able to remember this kind of thing. And she told me, you developed an addiction to the food or something like that, and it's linked to the manifestation of money. And when she told me, immediately I felt in crying and knowing exactly what she was saying. And I know this moment totally blocked my abundance, my natural abundance, because my mother is my abundance, my link with my mother. And she told me, I thought I was the only one able to save my mother at this moment. And so it was so it was, she told me, if it's coming in my third eye, it's a huge karma which will be liberated. So I felt so blessed and also totally shaken. And she put me in front of my Murti. I did a gift of a jewel of my mother, a gold crown of my mother, at the feet of Swamiji, and I chant the Mahavakya 10 minutes, 11 times, 11 minutes. Sorry. It was so intense. It's the more intense completion I ever lived. I was so much crying. It was so wow. And at a moment, I saw myself as a little girl in this situation. I saw me completely changing the scene and praying the divine with my hand like that. Please, please, please stop this violence on my mother and on all the women. Please, please, please. It was so intense. And at this moment, Ma Kali appeared in very fiercely. And it was like my mother was standing up again. And it was so intense. And Mahalakshmi appeared. And I went in.
Wow. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. Actually shows how, with that experience, like very beautifully you shared, moment you decided, yes. Actually, if you remember, we were talking for 2 days. And like I was talking to you and you were like, no, I think, what cryptocurrency may be, but I'm not really sure what Devi is showing me. And then the moment you said yes, you took that jump inside you, immediately just appeared, the whole thing appeared in third, and like I could just see it as a scene, just was Somji showing it. And that's when I understood, like, okay, you have decided yes, and now Devi is just taking you to the next deeper and deeper levels of completion. Actually, if you just observe, same thing what Ma Chaya shared, same thing what Ma Madeline shared, and same thing you are sharing. For all three of you, Somji is preparing your inner space ready to receive. So
and actually, there is authenticity in the sharing, and so many, just the completion, the power of completion, the power of the decision. It's so beautiful. We have Suzanne Davidson who's commented, thank you for sharing with such authenticity. Beautiful example of the power of completion and unclutching. And we have so many people who are just thanking Swamiji, of course. But this whole sharing, the space with which you desire to jump, just that space is powerful. Just that one decision and how you desire to jump, when, like Swamiji tells, when the door opens, jump in. Whether logically, but just jump in. The moment you take that jump, you will just see everything else manifest. That decision you took to jump has opened up you to so many possibilities. Like Ma Chaya was sharing also, she was saying, like, after she jumped in, so many doors opened up. Same way, like after just that one decision you took, you had an intention, yes, I must offer something. But that has led you to such a powerful completion with your mother, which if not, we do not know when else, in what else kind of situation it could have happened. So thank you so much for sharing.
I just want to add, because when I received the letter yesterday, and it was this Jew's gold lingot, it was like everybody, everywhere, Swamiji is showing me gold everywhere. So I'm enjoying, and I'm enjoying and celebrate how we will manifest.
Auspiciousness, Swamiji has blessed you with that name itself. And like how you were saying, like you have a beautiful connection with Devi Lakshmi also. Now see, she is taking care of you. It's such a beautiful way. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for your beautiful sharing.
Ma. Thank you so much. And now we have, to all the viewers, we just have had 3 and many people who shared such amazing sharings from different walks of life, from different perspectives, each of them sharing what and where they experience a fulfillment. So joining with us, we have next another participant who has had her own unique journey and her own miracles and powerful experience that she has had. So we have Ma Saumita who's joining us, and she is going to be sharing her story, her experience, her breakthroughs, and her path, her journey to her connection. Yes. So Nithyananda Ma Saumita. Yes, Nithyananda Ma.
Nityanandam, everyone. And first, I would like to offer my deep gratitude that Guru, Sangha, and Linga, because I never met Swamiji physically. I even never have seen the Bidari in India. Although I born and brought up in India, but from the time my husband introduced Swamiji to me, all I'm doing is online program. But I have realized that this connection is not just a 2-3 years. It was there. So when my being has decided, and it has just merged, that cosmic energy and my connection has just started. So that's why I would like to first say that I have not met Swamiji physically yet. But this DTA happened for me surprisingly, and I always do from the time I know Swamiji, and it was my desire from my childhood that I will do Pada Puja. Only I love to do Pada Puja, Guru's feet. So from the time I know, from 2017 August, only I do Pada Puja. That's it. I mean, even whenever Swamiji showered on me, I just would like to offer Pada Puja. So I have spoken Swamiji on 2018 one time. So when he spoke with me, that tune is always inside me. Whenever I need Swamiji, I know Swamiji said one time that, the DTA is happening every time. When you chant Mahavagga, when you do puja, and when you do the whatever Swamiji has given to all of us, do the unclutching and everything. But most authentic for me when Swamiji speaks, that officially call, when he gives call. So that 2018 he spoke one time, say every time the tune is inside me, and whenever I want to just listen his voice, I just close my eyes and I just see that he is speaking with me. So that experience was like such a thing, I cannot share in my words actually. But this DTA also happened, like somebody, I was 2-3 days ago, somebody told me, why don't you do the Devi Akashic reading? I said, I don't know what to ask to Devi, because all I know that he is there, he is taking care of. Whenever I need something or something, I do puja, that's it. And I know he is there. But then when that person told me, I said, okay, if officially I have to ask, what I'm going to ask, I don't know actually. Then I was sitting in front of Atma Murti, I said, Swamiji. And then I was sitting and one personal question just pop up. And then, okay, if I'm going to speak with you, or if I'm going to ask, then I'm going to ask this thing. So then somebody, after the 2 days ago, when I was thinking this, then somebody invited me. I say, you have to come to the Zoom. Then I was waiting. So 2 days, like in the morning and night is midnight. I will wait there. I will never leave the Zoom unless Swamiji speaks with me. So I will keep on sitting in the Zoom. And then for 4th, I was sitting there in the morning and night. But next day, again, I joined in the morning. I said, let's my Zoom open. I'm going to sit there. And on the other hand, I will do also so many things. Because Swamiji said that, that you cannot do one by one, like one at a time. You have to do everything. And although I believe that we have 25 heads and 50 hands and 75 eyes. So when I see that, I understood, okay, let me sit there. And whenever Swamiji is going to speak. I'm not bothered about it. So I'm just doing the unclutching. Then suddenly, I saw the message on the Zoom chat that, that the avatar has started and Swamiji is going to speak. I said, the moment I saw the message that, the Swamiji's words for me, it just not a word for me. It is experience, direct experience in me. So whenever he said, or whenever he is speaking with someone, some other person, I'm getting that experience. And I know this is all about Swamiji has given the feeling connection. I am not the person that I am doing everything. There is nothing I exist. All about Swamiji has given the feeling connection and he is giving the experience and everything. I am just nurturing that myself. No, I have to hold the space of feeling connection, and from the space of deep gratitude and complete surrender. So then when the DTA happened, I know what I should say. I feel like there is no separation between my source, this being source, and Devi Parashakti, cosmic divine mother source. It is all the one. Because whenever Swamiji speaks, I literally have the experience that the ocean of, the super consciousness of the complete completion. So that three things I have always inside me when Swamiji spoke with me.
Wow,
So when he I asked one personal blessing. So when he said, although it was a Tamil, I don't understand, but I know when he spoke, it is there. It is already manifested and it is there. And a whole day I was jumping and laughing like a kid. I know I was laughing like a kid, and that joy and that excitement like a kid, other person will not understand what is happening inside me. It is all about my inner space. So I was jumping from the time Swamiji had spoken. And then one thing I saw that my mother, my biological mother, she also speak with me like this way. Like, for me, when you say something in a goody way, I don't understand. But when Devi Parashakti there, and it has to happen just like that.
wow.
So again, I say my mom and Devi Parashakti and myself and all the souls is one. There is nothing called separate or dual or something. It is pure space of Advaita and oneness.
So true. And what cognition you have is the exact thing, like Swamiji beautifully tells, Parashakti, who is a source who births the universes and multiverses in her womb. She's the same person who has birthed all of us. And she is the source from which all of us come and in which all of us go back into. And that has been your experience and your experiential understanding, I should say, your cognition. So, well, I listen to your sharing and listen to the powerful experience, that joy that you experience in the inner space. Like you were telling, when each time you have the Devi Avatar and all of that experiences that you have. And how do you think this experience,
that things that we feel that our mundane logic things that we run our life, right? But it is not that we are running our life. It is all about Devi Parashakti, who is taking care of everything, every situation in our life. Whether you need wealth, whether health, whether relationship, completion, everything she is only taking care of this. So this is the cognition I'm holding, that inner space, and I can see that it is manifesting in front of me.
Wow, nice.
so beautiful. Ma.
And thank you so much for sharing today, Ma. Just that space, just that beautiful connection that you have, it's really, really beautiful.
Thank you. Actually, we are having everybody who are sharing today just one thing. She is everybody in their own aspects, Ma Maumita, and each of them who shared. Having Devi, having the Guru, having Swamiji as your ultimate security. Like, Ma Maumita, at the end of your sharing, what you told, the whole thing was just that the whole thing, you have just left it to care. Right? That's the whole space. Right? That's the whole space that you have left. And that you're saying, and that's the difference that you feel that everybody has to experience in their life, wealth or relationships or health, any dimension. Parashakti, the cosmic mother, is taking care.
So just leave the reins of life. I'm going to take care of my life. I am just dropping everything that I have at your feet. Then really, He takes care of your life. Actually, today's sharing, all the people, everybody shared the same thing. One person, she just drew a house and then she just left everything at Swamiji's feet, and exactly the same house is manifesting in front of her. One more person is sharing how she just decided that, just deciding that I'm going to drop everything at Swamiji's feet. The decision is enough. he will take care of you. He'll manifest everything you want. Actually, we have Navigil,
the authenticity of each of your sharing, the power of enriching, the power of authenticity that each of you are sharing with is as I am reading out, each of you sharing and reading out the comments, I just want to tell everybody that you all have shared, everybody has enjoyed it thoroughly, not just enjoyed it, it has inspired for people, enriched them to take that same jump. Actually, like Navigil has submitted.
The inner space, the best thing here happening is their doors have opened up. Now, Navigil, so happy to see the comment. Yes, it is. Now, I'm G and Devi. Thank you all for the beautiful sharings. I'm a little nervous, but you are just going to be showered by Devi. That decision that you're taking, come what may. Yes, you have to go to tell Swamiji this. You have to just go to Swamiji's Murti and see Swamiji. I am having that nervousness, but I know the truth. If I leave it at your hands, you will take care of me. You will be my ultimate security.
And what happens, the most importantly, what happens is when it is like Madeline was sharing. Only when you fall from the cliff, only when you decide to take that jump, how much ever logically may think it's risky, it's not going to be there, it might be there, what if I jump here, what if I go there? But only when you jump, you realize, oh my God, all this while the divine, the existence, Swamiji has just been waiting to hold me. That jump is needed. That one jump is what we need to decide. It's very few people who get that right click to take that jump. And thank you so much for what each of you are sharing. And thank you so much, Ma Soumita. It was so beautiful to hear from you, Ma. Thank you
for offering my gratitude at Swamiji's feet, Guru, Linga and Sangha for giving this beautiful ecosystem for all of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. And now with this, really just so wonderful. Yes, now we are going to be moving to the segment. Let's see how we are going to be connecting with Devi Parashakti.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive science. Manifest. The cosmic beings in Archavatar, deities in Nijavatar, living incarnate